Two old Cajuns nerding out.
What is up, and welcome back to Two Old Cajuns Nerdin' Out. My name is Bo. This is my buddy John.
Hey guys, what's up?
And welcome back to episode 2 of our podcast.
What are we talking about today?
We're going to be talking about, we're going to both pick 5 movies out of our list of horror movies that we love watching during the Halloween season. That's just 5 of them, so that was a lot we had to pick from.
And these aren't like our top 5 or anything like that. Like, it's just 5 random horror movies for one reason or another that we would like to talk about. No way, not even close to my top 5.
Oh yeah, no, not even close. Well, one of them might be in my top 5.
Of course, yeah. Right.
Well, at least 1 or 2, but even if it was our top 5, I mean, that's just our list. Y'all can make your own. So.
Yeah, definitely. And like, if there's a movie on here that you haven't seen yet and you watch and stuff like that, let me know in the comments, stuff like that, what you think about it. If you want to suggest a movie, like, there's always like crazy movies I love to hear about. Like, man, there's a house, that underwater house, whatever movie.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I want to see that shit so bad.
But it's like when we were making this list, and we were going back and forth. Some of the movies you picked I hadn't seen, some I hadn't seen in a long time. So, I mean, you showed me one of the trailers, and I was like, nope, never seen it. Nope.
Right.
So let's go to, we'll start with yours. Let's start with your number 5 pick.
Okay. So my first one is going to be the Blair Witch Project, man.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that in a long time.
So, man, when the Blair Witch Project came out, it was so unique. Like, now it's cliche with the found footage films and stuff like that, but the Blair Witch Project, there was nothing like it. There had been found footage movies before. It was not the first by any means, no. But it was the one that everybody saw. It was the one that everybody fucking was talking about, the one that freaked everybody's asses out.
Yeah, they thought it was true. And
yeah, dude, I didn't want to go in the fucking woods. Yeah. Like, the thought of going in the house and seeing like symbols and little things hanging from trees and shit just freaked me out, man.
Like they basically did what the director, I don't know if you ever seen like the making of what the director of Cannibal Holocaust wanted to do, because he basically told the actors in the movie of Cannibal Holocaust, y'all can't do anything. They signed something, they couldn't do anything for a year. So they made people think they were dead, but they literally did that with Blair Witch. Like, people had stories. Oh yeah, this person, I knew this person, blah blah blah, and they all died. I remember that. I mean, I was young when it came out, but
oh yeah, people really believed it was real forever. Yeah. And like, I mean, like, till those people had to come out and like get
no, it was not real.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just so scary because it's so unknown and everything on there, the atmosphere on it. Dude, the part where they're in the tent and you hear like the little kids or whatever.
Yeah, that was.
Dude, like, the hairs on my body like just go crazy on that. Like, it's just, that is the most terrifying thing. Something outside your tent.
Yeah, but it's also like going against the thing like where, okay, it's something you really can't see, and you're hearing this stuff, but they're seeing it, but you're not seeing it. So it's one of those. That's what I loved about, like, now it's like you said, it's overplayed, the found footage stuff. Oh, you can't be on it, man.
No, I know. That was my bad. I should have had.
We just started. But yeah, that found footage stuff is just.
Yeah, that broke through in like the sequels later on, alright, and stuff like that. But there was nothing else like that.
What was part 2 called? Was it like the Book of Shadows?
Book of Shadows. That's the one. Yep.
And then they came out with another one.
Just the one, the Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is, you see the Blair Witch.
Yeah, which I think that's where they ruined it with that one. That's what a lot of people said, they ruined it because they showed the Blair Witch.
Yeah, she looked ridiculous.
But it was a lot better than part 2, they said.
Yeah. That's given. Okay. Yeah. That's why I like it though. But it's because it's so crazy and so creepy, and every time I watch it, there's just something in there. I'm just like, oh yeah, this part again. Oh, you know. Yeah. So that's why I like it.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, we'll go with my pick. For my number 1 would be well, I mean, not really my number 1, but like my number 1 pick that I gave him when we were texting about this was Hatchet. And if you haven't seen Hatchet, it's based in it takes place in Louisiana, around New Orleans, and it's about a serial killer basically, but his name's Victor Crowley, and he was born deformed. It's a whole thing with his dad. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, his dad which that actually showed. Victor Crowley is played by, if you know him, Kane Hodder. He's the one that played Jason Voorhees the most. Throughout 7, 8, Jason Goes to Hell, and Jason X, and well, he actually plays Victor Crowley's dad too, and he showed off his acting chops with that. He did pretty good, but he's born deformed, and it was basically it was a curse put on him by the woman that Victor Crowley's dad was cheating on him with, or something like that. I don't know the full complete story of it because I hadn't watched it in a while, but there's that. You know how you watch a horror movie and there's just that one distinct kill that sticks out to you?
Right.
Like this one, they're going on a tour, talking like stuff like that, and that's whenever because Tony Todd plays in it too, Candyman, and there's this voodoo ritual curse that is said, and that brings Victor Crowley's soul back to life, and he's just start killing people. Well, this one woman's going to run away. They have this old couple, and you know, the one that played the security guard on, unfortunately, Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie one.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he plays one of the old guys, and he gets killed. Well, his wife starts running away, and Victor Crowley just runs after her and grabs her. I think I sent you that video before, and he just rips her mouth open, like the whole top of her head off from her mouth. And the way they cut that, because it's her screaming, and like, so it's really him like grabbing her mouth, and it just cuts around, kind of like one of those Michael Bay circle things.
Yeah.
And it just cuts around, and you can't tell where it cuts to where it switches to the fake head, and it's just ripping the top of her head off, and you see the tongue moving and stuff like that. Like, that kill stuck with me. And I like once I watched that one, I was like, I gotta watch part 2. And then I found out there was part 3 and a part 4, which is called Victor Crowley, not Hatchet 4.
Right.
But the one that plays the main girl in there, hell, they got Robert Englund in the first one. They got you got Freddy and Jason playing in the same movie, which they played in other movies together too. But you got what's the guy's name? The nerdy guy from Dodgeball that falls in love with the ugly girl.
I don't know.
Yeah. But you haven't watched Dodgeball in a while?
Yeah. I love Dodgeball, but I can't think of the guy's name.
But he plays in there too. And well, the main girl, who's actually Robert Englund's character's daughter, gets recast in the part 2 and 3 and 4 by Danielle Harris, and like she plays her in there. And if you don't know who Danielle Harris is, she played Jamie Lloyd in Halloween 4 and 5, and then she played Annie Brackett in Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. Yeah, she does good in there too. Yeah, that is one of my favorite ones to watch.
All right.
Now, what's your next one?
My next one is a movie called Lady in White.
Yeah, that's the one that I told you I had never seen.
Yeah, Lady in White I saw probably on cable growing up, stuff like that. It takes place kind of set in the 1950s, small town, and it's about this boy. He's basically like it's very, very old timey, and like he's in the school, and it's Halloween, and the school's getting ready to close for Halloween night, and some of the kids decide to play a prank on him, and they throw his hat into like the closet, so he has to go back into the closet to get his hat. It might be earlier than the 50s. I want to say maybe like the 30s or whatever. There's cars and stuff, but anyway, doesn't matter. But he's in this. He gets locked in this closet, so he's trapped in there overnight for Halloween.
Right.
And while he's trapped in there, like on Halloween night, a ghost comes in, and I don't want to say too much, but it's a ghost story. It's a ghost story, murder mystery, and it's got some pretty thematic, like just really just over the top stuff. And as a kid, man, it freaked me out. It's a really good ghost story though.
I mean, from the trailer you showed me, I hadn't seen that. The little actor looks familiar. I mean, I know it's a
little kid.
Older,
yeah, I can't think of it, so it's been off the top of my head, like stuff like that. But yeah, he does a good job for what it's worth. The older brother, I can remember being really good. It has Mona from Who's the Boss in there.
Okay.
She's actually the Lady in White.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
That's why she looked familiar. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that's one of mine.
Yeah. My next one, And if you know me, like if you ever get a chance to like sit down and talk to me, you'll know my favorite horror movies are the Friday the 13th movies, and my favorite serial killer is Jason. So my next one would be Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood.
Probably my favorite too.
Yeah, and that one is not only my favorite Jason movie because of, I mean, it just brings up the ridiculousness, but it's also with the first time Kane Hodder played Jason, and you could actually tell he was into it. He understood how the character should be. He he just brought everything to it, and that's one of my favorite Jasons. If you look, they watched every movie, every Jason that every injury Jason got, they added to it. Like they made sure it was in there. They did the continuity great. And, Jason Goes to Hell kind of screwed that up, but yeah, they did the continuity great with that. I would have to say, I mean, it's the MPAA just watered down a lot of the stuff back then with horror movies, and I'm trying to think of which one would be my favorite kill in that one.
Right, thinking of it, man. That's the one I had the most memories with. I had like a copy of it on VHS and stuff, and I'd watch it all the time, man. And yeah, like Jason, that thing he looks so badass and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like it's pure on zombie Jason. That's the Jason I used to draw pictures of and stuff as a kid.
See, if I would ever get a tattoo of Jason, that would be like the with the mask breaking off.
The mask breaking off.
Yeah,
that
would
awesome.
be it. That's it. That's my favorite kill. Is the doctor with the
weed eater
with the chainsaw weed eater looking thing.
Yeah.
It's a branch saw or some shit like that. But
yeah.
Even though you don't see everything, and then you realize, like, it took me years to realize that's Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
Didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it took me years to realize that was the doctor. But just seeing that mask break off and seeing the face of Jason.
Yeah.
I mean, because shit, when I watched that, I was probably about 8 or 9. Like, I had cool parents. Like, my parents let me watch shit like that growing up. They were like, oh yeah, if they get scared, they'll get scared, stuff like that, which was cool. Either that, or they were just like, oh fuck it, they'll just be messed up in the head. But
right, it was sorted out. Like
yeah, but that's the one that legit scared me. Like the messed up, like his face, in part 3, part 4. Now I will tell you now, one of my favorite themes for the Friday the 13th is part 3, the disco theme.
Oh yeah, I love it.
But
I mean, it's just such an important movie too for the whole series.
That's when he gets the hockey mask and stuff
everything
like that, like the iconic stuff. But
I mean, it's just so fucking fun. If you play the game and stuff like that, I mean, like there's just such a feel to that movie and stuff like that. But anyway, going off.
But yeah, with just seeing that face, like the messed up face, and you barely ever see his face in part 6.
No, you see it at the beginning, the worm face and stuff like that, yeah.
But you never see, but it's just that face in part 7, and then they screw it up in part 8.
Oh yeah, with the mush face and stuff like that.
He looked like a Muppet.
He just, it was all wrong. It was all wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I understand. I love the continuity stuff on there.
Yeah.
Just the way he looked and the way he moved. I mean, just everything about it. Yeah. The look did suck later. So yeah.
But yeah, that is my second pick. What about your third one?
All right, Evil Dead 2. I mean,
I love that one.
Yeah, if you're a horror fan, if you're like pretty much into all that stuff, you've probably seen it. You probably know about it. It was the first time I had seen the movies. I had seen Evil Dead 2, and then I went back and I was like, oh, let me go see Evil Dead 1. And I was like, this is like almost the same damn movie.
Right. Just a little more comedy added into it. Yeah.
But Evil Dead 2, amazing movie with Bruce Campbell, directed by Sam Raimi.
They upped the gore.
They upped the gore. They upped everything, the budget and stuff like that.
They upped the ash.
Yeah. But it's got comedy in it, like so many like one-liners, stuff like that. Like games like Duke Nukem and stuff are inspired by it. It's got some great kills in it and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of started the whole series that I love, like Army of Darkness.
Oh yeah, I love
the Ash versus the Evil Dead TV series and stuff like that.
Great one.
Is all from that stuff like that. But Evil Dead 2, if you only have to watch one out of the whole series of films, is the one I would recommend. all of it. That's the one that I like. There's scenes in there that I'm just like, uh, always just make me smile. You know, like the whole like when he's going nuts in the cabin, going
I love
crazy.
that when everything's laughing with him
Yeah,
too. Yeah.
he's going crazy
What
with
about
that.
when it was Linda's corpse is doing ballet?
Dude, that shit is so crazy. You know, like it's just like it's some of those scenes where you're like question like what the fuck were they thinking, but it's so genius and stuff like that, man. It's like filmmaking at its best,
Right.
and it's a great horror
And
movie,
Sam
man.
Raimi is he was just great at that. And I mean, you look there. There's a lot of the horror stuff that was added to. Like, I'm glad he did Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that horror stuff. Like same thing with Spider-Man 2 with Doctor Octopus's tentacles.
yeah. I mean, I was straight up like
Yeah, that
straight
was
out of
yeah,
Evil Dead.
yeah. And it's just Sam Raimi was just great at that. And you got Bruce Campbell. And I know it's not Evil Dead 2, it's an Army of Darkness, but it's still one of my favorite lines. It's good, bad, I'm the one with the gun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it too. Yeah.
So it's just, the only one I've never seen with the Evil Dead is the remake.
Oh, the remake.
Yeah.
Violent as hell. Like I mean,
I've heard
blood,
about
yeah.
it. And doesn't Bruce Campbell show up at the end or something?
Yeah, like it's a
Yeah.
cameo, but
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's a cool twist on it, stuff like that. There is a part with the fucking like with a like an old meat knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Which you're probably gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe you did that. I have that one in my inbox, not my inbox, my shopping cart on Amazon, but the one I bought first was the remake of the thing.
oh Lord, okay. Anyway, so go. So yeah. Anyway, that was my movie. What you got next?
Number 3, let's see. I want to make sure I got it. Oh, yeah, Halloween, the 1978, and that's not the one that started it all, but it's the one that really started that silent killer slasher.
Slow killer.
Yeah, the slow killer, the slow stalker, and probably my love.
Greatest screen queen. Yeah.
My love for Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh,
Just grew better for Trading Places. No.
No, totally.
But no, I mean it's
That's a movie I watch every fucking year.
Yeah. And my wife, that's her. Like I have like how I am with Friday the 13th. She's like that with Halloween, which is weird because my child's like that. My daughter's like that with Chucky, with the Child's Play stuff. And but Halloween, like I said, that started like the silent killer stalker, and how it builds on that. And I love how they just got rid of everything from part 2 and all that other stuff, and just went with Halloween 2018 with that. Just kind of erased all that other stuff, even though they did use some scenes in Halloween Kills with from part 2.
It's true.
Yeah, but I digress. But yeah, that's, I think, my favorite one, and which everyone's favorite, most iconic kill in there is the one where it just stabs the boyfriend and he's just hanging on the knife, and he's just staring at him, like just cocking his head. And
yeah, that fucking shit is
dude,
awesome. And
is,
then it puts on the sheet and stuff.
oh
Man.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the beer. That
Right.
shit, dude, it's just great. And I mean, and that's one thing I know. Rob Zombie's Halloween get a lot of shit, but I kind of like the way they upped some of the violence that Michael Myers did in that one. And it's not that I'm a violent person. It's just sometimes in my horror movies I want to see them get freaking violent. Like I miss that with the Friday the 13th. That's not my favorite kill. My favorite kill is the sleeping bag kill.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. I forgot about that too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Just think about it now. Things that they cut.
Right.
Like the MPP,
How many hits and stuff, right?
Yeah. So, and like in horror movies nowadays, stuff's gonna be. It's gonna be gory because it's not as cutthroat as it was back in the 80s and the 70s with stuff like that. Like it was more worse in the. It was more worse in the 80s. Oh
yeah, by far.
And, yeah, and but like even in 70, 78, like John Carpenter did what he worked with what he had to work with. I mean, he saved money by doing the sound himself, the dun 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 dun, dun.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, amazing. So I mean, they did what they had to do, and just those kills with Michael Myers and that 1978 Halloween just. They stick with you. I mean,
no pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. But The only one that I laugh at is it's after she dies. The girlfriend from there, I think she's played by PJ Souls, is when they find her body and she's just like cross-eyed with her tongue sticking out. That's the only thing I laugh at. But other than that, I mean, that the kills is just like, wow.
That's your favorite scene?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Favorite scene in there is, man, it, like, so creepy, man. It's just when the little boy's in the curtain and like he turns around and he sees Michael Myers on the porch across the street.
Oh yeah,
dude, that is fucking terrifying, man. The shadow, that is definitely the shape.
Yeah. There's another thing with Halloween 2018. My favorite thing, and everybody brings it up, is when the babysitter's getting killed and the little boy she's babysitting, the little black boy runs, and they said, man, he did the smartest thing any brother ever did. He ran and he never showed up again.
Yeah. That was in the first one? Yeah, it was in the first one, right?
Halloween 2018. Yeah. I was laughing at that because that's the one thing you always hear about. They say, oh no, you like. I have friends that are like, oh, we don't like horror movies because they kill the black people first, and that we're gonna die first. And they see that and they're like, he did the smart thing.
Right, yeah.
All right, so what's your next one?
Next one is pretty much the original. Saying Halloween wasn't original. Probably this one is the biggest one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Man.
Oh yeah, I love that one. In fact, I just finished watching it the other day at work.
Yeah, made 1974 horror film, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Tobe Hooper.
Yeah, Tobe Hooper and stuff made it and stuff that I produced, co-written by Tobe Hooper and stuff. Man, this like movie like I loved horror movies growing up and stuff like that. Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, everything I could get my hands on, Sleepaway Camp and stuff like that. Leprechaun, whatever it was, but like,
wouldn't be good.
But like Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like the one I didn't watch. It was like too much. Like you know, like Halloween had a gimmick. You know, it was a silent guy. Friday the 13th was you gonna see titties and stuff like that. You know, Nightmare on Elm Street was gonna be like some crazy like dream gimmicks like that. But like to me, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was just gonna be like, oh man, this is the real deal. This is gonna be some gory.
Yeah, that was
shit.
The only one that's basically based on real life.
And
stuff.
It's gonna be real crazy people. So it had me like I put it off. So the first time I ever watched it, I had downloaded it on QuickTime, and I was watching it. It was like little. Oh, dude, I was watching it on this like little. I think it was like a 19-inch like monitor, and it was on the QuickTime player. And like you've seen the movie, you know how like shit goes crazy up until the very last second. So I'm watching a QuickTime player, and like it's like right at the end, and I'm like, everybody in this movie dies. Like there's like, and I'm like, the first time I was like, ain't nobody gonna live on this movie. Everybody dead.
Everybody dead. Wrong bitch, he gonna kill you.
But man, like it's just you watch this movie and just feel this way. It's so dirty and grimy. Like it's just got this like grime over everything.
It feels like an actual snuff film.
Yeah, and like man, like that, like the little thing at the beginning, like that sticks with me. I hear that shit and I just perk up. I'm like, oh, it's a time for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And man, it's just like the sequels have never matched up and
then you get McConaughey. Okay.
Oh right. And I mean the family is just everything about it. It's just so interesting stuff going on in there and stuff like that. It's all based off of Ed Gein. Yeah. Another crazy whole another story and stuff there.
But I tell you what, the first time I watched that one, I didn't watch that one until after I'd watched the Jessica Biel remake.
Oh wow, yeah.
And
that was
in which that one was good.
Not bad.
It wasn't bad. It's not like it was another remake, the beginning, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning. I didn't like that.
I was supposed to say like the Nightmare beginning.
Yeah. No, or the remake of Nightmare wasn't like that, but it was good. But it's not the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, nothing is.
Like you watch that one and it's like, holy shit, is this really happening? Like,
right.
It's like, holy crap. And then you get part 2 with Dennis Hopper.
Yeah, that one's got some charm.
That one's still good too,
right?
Because you got what's his name?
I don't know what you're talking
What's the one that plays the brother, the crazy one?
I know what you're talking about, but
yeah, Bill Moseley. Moseley, dude, he's great. He's in another one of my favorite movies, Repo: The Genetic Opera.
Oh yes.
But yeah, that one's such a great movie. What actually? I mean, I know the whole movie stands out to you, but what's the?
Oh man, the scene that fucking got me the first time I ever watched it, stuff like that, when she like walks up to the house and stuff like that, and like it's like, oh, everything is cool, and then like that fucking door opens and the other face comes out and he just fucking grabs her ass, fucking slams that door.
Yep.
Dude, that shit just scared the fuck out of me, man.
That one gets me, but it's also the fact whenever they're going to try to find the friends and the brother in the wheelchair.
Oh, in the dark, Franklin's demise.
Yeah, it's Franklin's. Oh my god, dude, that one's just like.
It's a Perkins Dead by Daylight.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's just really shocking, man. Like they had like a thing that like sprayed blood all over him and stuff like that, like to do it. Yeah, dude, that movie fucking great.
Oh, yeah, it is.
All right, so.
All right, so the fourth movie I had picked was American Werewolf in Paris. No, London. London. Yeah, that one, dude. That's just great movie for special effects.
Oh, like best practical effects probably ever. It sounds amazing.
Oh yeah, it upped the ante for that, and I mean, my favorite thing it would have to be like the kill at the end after whenever he's a werewolf and they shoot him and stuff like that. Like how she kind of looks like, oh, is she gonna calm him down and stuff like that, and all of a sudden like they just start shooting him and stuff like that. That was good, but I love the practical effect of him changing.
Oh yeah, that's fucking amazing.
But it's just amazing how the effects, the decomposition of his buddy every time they show him.
Yeah.
And I love the puppet, basically the of him in the movie theater and stuff like that. I love that part. But like it's just like you said, the practical effects back then, because you gotta look at it that way. Yeah, they had some special effects for like lights here and there, like for Star Wars, like here and there, stuff like that. But they didn't have things that could make a skeleton talk on a computer and stuff like that. No, they had to build stuff to have that.
Yeah. I mean, it was a fucking art, man.
Oh yeah, it is, and it's a lost cause nowadays, but like lost art nowadays. But what about you? What's one of your favorite parts of that movie? I know you've seen it.
The transformation scene. I mean, there's nothing else like that.
Nothing else that could beat that. Yeah.
I like the attack scenes. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a fun movie all around. Yeah. Great soundtrack too.
Yeah, it is a great soundtrack.
The nightmare scene with is just so fucking out of the wall, balls to the wall.
Yeah, the Nazi werewolves. Yeah,
those figures. Yeah, that thing is just so out of the fucking nowhere, man. It's like a fever dream.
Yeah, then when he wakes up and then she's like, "Oh, you just need some light," and like she goes to open and the werewolf comes again and stabs her, and they showed that on that stuff I was talking about on Shudder, that 101 Scariest Scenes. They talk about like, he says, and after that he's just like, all of us, where it's like, holy shit.
Right? Yeah, because you never see that shit again.
Yeah. And you will never fall for something like that again.
Right.
Like they did. It's kind of like the found footage stuff. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna believe that shit again.
Right.
And you're not gonna fall for like. You're only gonna fall for it one time on a Friday the 13th movie, Jason jumping out the water.
Right. One banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, and then you're only gonna fall for that scared jump scene. You can't keep doing it.
Right.
And that's what a lot of these movies try to do. They try to pull the same thing. Like Nightmare on Elm Street. That was cool. Hey, pull the mom through the window. You can't do that again on another one. On another Nightmare.
Pull somebody through a bed.
Yeah. Pulling somebody. Like, the same thing. Jumping out the water. Now, they tried it again on... Now, Jason jumping through the window. They did it differently, but they also did it the same, like with the whole jump scare thing at the end.
Right.
Now, Jason jumping through the window, I have seen people reacting to that and getting the shit scared out of them. But I saw my 2-year-old son watching it with me, and when Jason jumps in there and like he's just like the screaming and his mouth wide open, my son just turns to me and is imitating Jason's face.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, he was 2 at the time. Now he's scared to death of horror movies. But the same thing with Jason's mom at the end, the dream at the end. Right. I guess that's why they stopped really with the jump scares at part 4. I mean, well, part 4 was supposed to end it all. But yeah, that's American Werewolf in London. I don't want to go on a tangent, but American Werewolf in London was my 4th pick.
All right,
your next one.
My last pick for a movie that horror movie stuff like that, fucking Hereditary.
That's one I haven't seen.
Yeah, Hereditary came out in 2018, and man, this movie, when you kind of just first watch it, it's like this like family dark drama. This family's going through a really bad tragedy, loss of like a patriarch of the grandmother and stuff that just happened. And
before you go further, I do know about the decapitation scene.
Though. Oh yeah, well okay, yeah, and then things go a little bit fucking more south, pretty bad, and there's some twist to it, and you find out like some stuff's going on behind the scenes. But man, like the last like 15 minutes of that movie is fucking terrifying, man.
They said Toni Collette's pretty good.
Oh, Toni Collette should have got an award. And I mean, it's the nature of the beast with horror films that most of like, no matter what performance you give, if it's a horror film, you're gonna get snubbed. She fucking delivered, dude. Her scream whenever she finds that fucking decapitated body.
Right.
Oh my god, dude! It fucking
Didn't they say
chilled.
that the one that played the son? Because I know him from Jumanji, the second Jumanji. Didn't he actually dislocate his jaw like for real?
He did some fucked up shit, man. That movie is just, it's fucking terrifying, and it's a movie that you watch, like if you watch again, you'll see things in it
that you didn't see before.
Yeah, you're like, oh
now
man.
You're gonna have me. I'm gonna have to watch it.
You're like, oh man, like that's just right fucking there. And then another thing about it is like you gotta watch it the right way. You gotta watch it in the dark. You can't watch it in the middle of the fucking day unless you're scared.
Oh no, well, see, that doesn't scare. I'm on back watch most of the time at work. Well, my last 2 weeks at work, I'm on back watch, which means I work at night most of the time. So I'll probably have to watch it while I'm on, and I'm by myself, so I'll probably watch it.
So, but yeah, the thing about it is, you gotta watch it in the dark because like it's a dark film. They use light a lot in there and stuff, and like they do this kind of trick where it's almost like when you wake up and your eyes kind of have to adjust to like a dark room. They kind of do that kind of effect with there, and sometimes when that happens, things are revealed that are in the room. And if you watch it on a fucking dark TV or a small TV and stuff like that, you're gonna miss things.
If you watch it in the dark.
Yeah, like with light on or something like that, or like the TV's too dark. Cause first time I ever saw it, I watched it in a fucking hotel, like on a smaller TV.
And you can't really adjust stuff. Right?
No, and like I swear to God, I missed a fucking person, like a goat, like kind of like Haunted Hill, House on Haunted Hill.
Oh yeah.
How the hell would hit shit in the background? Exactly like that. I missed something in the background. So when I watched it the second time, I was like, "What the fuck is that? Like, there's a ghost right there."
What hotel were you staying at? Because all the hotels I stay at now have like 55-inch TVs and stuff like that.
Man, they bulldozed it, right? I don't want to talk about it no more.
Were you at the Four Corners?
Yeah.
No.
It's going, man. Look it up. That'd be a show note.
Four Corners.
But yeah, you need to watch that movie, man.
No, I will watch it, and when I watch it, I'll come back and let y'all know what I thought about it. So yeah, I mean, besides like you said, seeing some other stuff, anything. I mean, like I said, I'm not sure. I know the decapitation scene, but anything else stuck out to you?
Oh man, like I said, the last 10 minutes of that fucking movie, dude, is
it's crazy.
There is a fucking 2 death parts in there.
So be prepared for some shit when I watch it.
Oh yeah, dude, it's just like fucking fingers are gonna like where your hands just like this, like we're like oh
shit. All right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it. If I'm not like, I'm gonna be like, dude, you fucking sucked when it came out.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty sure I'd end up liking it. All right. So my next one, my last pick was Scream.
Oh,
I'm not talking about the 2022 Scream, even though that one was good, better than Part 4.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the original, the 1996, where everyone.
He's a suspect.
Wes Craven took everyone for a spin because they thought they were going to see a Drew Barrymore movie, and she gets killed in the first 5 minutes of the damn movie. Well, actually, more like 20 minutes, but yeah. But yeah, that's my favorite one because as much as I love Friday the 13th, I would have been under that stress too, and I would have probably said Jason too.
Oh yeah. Oh, fucking Scream is so great, man. It completely changed like the fucking genre and stuff like that. Threw it up in his heart. It's a good it's got comedy in it, it's action and stuff like that.
It's about the only movie I like Jimmy Kennedy in.
Oh, right.
Well, besides Malibu's Most Wanted, no.
Oh no. And really cool, like awesome for like having like like the guess what the killer stuff is.
Oh yeah, that was. And it throws you off because, like I said, the type of boots they were wearing.
Right.
The chief of police was wearing those type of boots. They show his boots when he stomps out the cigarette.
Yeah, very, very smart stuff. The red herrings and stuff.
Yeah, and then you got Dewey.
Yeah, nice.
David Arquette is such a great when he comes out of the room with the vacuum cleaner. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong movie too. No.
Yeah, Scream is fantastic.
Yeah, that was a scary movie. But yeah, Scream is just great with. I mean, it's hard to pick out which kill would be your favorite because it's such good kills. I mean, I know most of them was just stabbings, but
right.
I mean, my favorite part has got to be, I mean, for someone who didn't even go in for an audition, he just was asked if he wanted to. Matthew Lillard.
Oh, he killed it.
Oh yeah,
I'm bleeding out here, man.
Yeah, I'm bleeding. I'm fucking woozy. And then the part where she's like, "Did you really call the cops?" And he's like, "My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me."
Oh right, yeah.
It's just so
they were
great.
so fucking great.
And the whole ad-lib part when he throws the phone because it slips out his hand with all the fake blood on it, and he's like, "You hit me with the phone, you dick." But I was trying to pick out which kill, because I mean the garage door kill is just one of those things. Was like, holy shit, my parents warned me about that when
right.
Stuff like that. And man, just seeing Drew Barrymore's character with all gutted and stuff like that, hanging from the tree.
Right. Yeah, that was really fucking crazy.
And then, oh man, it's just the cameraman getting his throat slit.
That was a good one too.
Oh yeah, that was because it just surprised you.
Right.
And dude, I'm trying to think of some other ones.
I think that was really it. I think.
Well, I mean, you got when she kills Stu with the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. And then Billy Loomis just going crazy with it. We all go a little crazy sometimes, and but like it's just like you said, it's just well written, well acted, well directed. I mean, it's just great. I mean, and I'm not a big fan of Courtney Cox, and I loved her in that movie.
She was good.
Yeah, not a big fan of her haircut in part 3, but no.
Oh Jesus!
Even she wasn't a big fan of her haircut in part 3, but I mean, it just shows you how much Wes Craven actually listened to the test audience, because Dewey was supposed to die. Dewey was supposed to die twice, part 1 and part 2. And the test audience did not want him to die, so he kept him. Yeah, bring him back. And then I guess now that Wes Craven's dead, they finally did kill him.
Let's show you.
But no, I mean, and I love the like going through like the sequels and stuff like that. Part 4 was the weakest. Well, part 3 was the weakest sequel, but part 4 had some weak stuff.
Oh, bad.
In there, yeah.
Part 4 was really bad. I watched them all too before the new one came out, and part 4 was pretty hard.
Oh yeah, but it's still not as. I mean, you got part 3. You also got to look at part 3. You got Jay and Silent Bob in it as a cameo.
Oh fuck yeah!
Connie fucking Chung. But
I forgot about that.
Yeah, but then and the only reason I remember that is because I watched it a couple of weeks ago. But no, but the 2022 Scream, they brought back a lot, but I do like the fact that one of the characters' name was Wes, and he gets killed, and they basically do the for Wes like cheers thing, and it was actually for Wes Craven. Wes Craven's wife, Whittle, was there, and all kind of people were there.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
I'm big into, which is probably how I've earned a lot of my useless movie and music knowledge. I'm real big into the behind the scenes stuff, like the extended version of Lord of the Rings. I have sat and watched the commentary.
See, man, I used to be so, when I had time, when I was a youth, any Blu-ray I would buy and stuff like that, or not Blu-ray, when I bought a DVD,
you would watch the commentary.
I would watch every bonus feature that they had on it before I'd move on to the next one.
Now you just go to the bloopers.
Fuck, I don't even have time to do that.
Yeah, when you have kids, man, it's just...
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our 5. I mean, 5 great scary movies. I mean, if you think they're great, that's great. I got 2 movies from your pick that I got to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I want to hear you talk about it.
Definitely got to watch Hereditary. That's one I really want to watch. You got to watch Hatchet, dude.
I'll watch it. Yeah. And if we can get together before Halloween, we'll try to do like one more horror episode.
Yeah, we could. I mean, I go back to work in a couple of days. Well, in about a week. So yeah, we can get together one night and talk about it.
But yeah, if there's any movies or something like that, or topics stuff that you want to hear us talk about and stuff like that,
yeah, definitely let us know.
Put in the comments stuff. I'd be more than happy to do it.
And we're not afraid to talk about horror stuff even after Halloween. Hell, I'd rather talk about horror than Christmas stuff.
Anytime. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't ask what my favorite Christmas movie is, because I don't know.
It's a Christmas movie too as well.
Oh, Die Hard.
But yeah, you can find us search us in on different platforms, stuff like that, like on YouTube, on iTunes, Stitcher, and stuff like that.
Wherever you get your podcast listening.
Yeah. Give it a like, subscribe, anything like that, help pop up in there. Like I said, feedback, comments, stuff like that is greatly appreciated and stuff like that. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Yeah, definitely. See y'all later.
Take it easy.